Well, you might see that I'm carrying some kind of mood. That's because today I want to speak to you heart to heart. I know that probably you are going through a lot, especially because you are in my country, Nigeria. And wherever you are in the whole world, there's every possibility that you are going through something. Especially for some of us in Africa, there's a whole lot that is going on in this part of the continent. So if you are listening to me today, I want to talk to your heart, tell you something you are not doing. And I want to assure you that if you take your time and listen to me, at the end of this presentation, by the end of this, you're going to have answers to your questions. You are going to have some relief, because I'm going to be giving you some hints on probably what you are supposed to be doing. I've seen a lot, and what I've noticed in my journey so far is that you cannot separate progress from difficulties. Be intentionally about looking at things or analyzing things or doing things. Now, if you're in Nigeria, there's so much hardship. People are going through a lot. As a matter of fact, I don't really see any disparity between, there's no average anymore. There's nobody that is average. It's either you are poor, completely poor in my country right now, or you are rich. All of us are feeling the heat. You are feeling the heat, and the heat is making you go through pains that you are not healing. Perhaps listening to this video today might make you change your mind. Difficulties usually is another way of life telling you that, look, you are going to progress. It's another way of life telling you that, look, you have a success before you. But the only way you can achieve this success if you are able to break through these barriers. Hello guys, good day to you. This is day 7 of our challenge. Well, you might see that I'm carrying some kind of mood. That's because today I want to speak to you heart to heart. I know that probably you are going through a lot, especially because you are in my country, Nigeria. And wherever you are in the whole world, there's every possibility that you are going through something. Especially for some of us in Africa, there's a whole lot that is going on in this part of the continent. So if you are listening to me today, I want to talk to your heart. I want to tell you something you are not doing. And I want to assure you that if you take your time and listen to me, it's possible by the end of this presentation, by the end of this live session, you're going to have answers to your questions. You are going to have some, at least, relief, because I'm going to be giving you some hints on probably what you are supposed to be doing. You see, I'm still young in my life, but I've came quite a long way. Like seriously, I've seen a lot. And what I've noticed in my journey so far is that you cannot separate progress from difficulties. Maybe I should say that again. You cannot separate progress, growth. You can't separate it from difficulties or hardship. These two are friends. Do you know, one of the things with me is that I always take my time to study some things. I study them carefully. And after getting the study right, there's always answers that you have at the end of the day. I take time to do this. I don't know if you understand. And I want to tell you that it's one of the secrets. You have to observe things. You have to look carefully and see it. Be intentionally about looking at things or analyzing things or doing things. Well, by the way, I'm not saying you should analyze too much such a way that you get discouraged. Because this level of analysis that you will do that will always tell you, no, just forget about it. That's not the level of analysis I'm talking about. But be intentionally about things. Try to find out. Nigeria now, if you're in Nigeria, there's so much hardship. People are going through a lot. As a matter of fact, I don't really see any disparity between... There's no average anymore. There's nobody that is average. It's either you are poor, completely poor in my country right now, or you are rich. There's no in between. Everybody is feeling the heat. All of us are feeling the heat. So if you are if you are feeling the heat and you are making the heat is making you go through pains that you are not healing, perhaps listening to this video today might make you change your mind. Now let me repeat to you again that difficulties usually is another way of life telling you that, look, you are going to progress. It's another way of life telling you that, look, you have a success before you. But the only way you can achieve this success, if you are able to break through these barriers, if you are able to go through these difficulties. The same difficulty you have in Nigeria now is the same difficulties that are making some people to have millions and billions out there. Now, but the question you are not asking, how are they doing it? You know, it is very easy and simple for people to give up. You know, just blame the government, just blame your environment, just blame your parents, and then it ends there. Successful people don't do this. They find a way to figure out what to do differently. That particular thing that is a problem. By the way, I read something some days back, and the person said, poor people look at problems as difficulties. That's how they view it. I don't know if I'm saying it the way I saw the post, but I know I understood what I saw. Poor mindset. If you have a poor mindset, so whatever that comes to you as a difficult task, you look at it as a problem. It's just a problem that you want to get out of. That's if you are poor. That's how you be looking at it. Like what's happening to us in Nigeria now, the only thing a lot of us think is a challenge, is a problem. Is a problem. That's what, and they talk about it every now and then. Before I will continue, let me advise you that be careful how you talk about problem again and again and again without looking at the solution, because if you basically put your mind to Nigeria is a problem, country is a problem, the government are the problem is what you see. I tell you, that's what you will continue to see. But why don't you focus on the other way? Okay, this is the problem now. Then what am I doing about it? What am I doing about my finances? What are the steps I'm taking? What are the plans I have? If ever you are able to write out those plans, then begin to work on it. It doesn't matter where you start from. It doesn't matter what you can do from the start. But at least start something. At least have a plan. These are some of the things, these are some of the reasons why life is getting hard and hard. Because guess what? The second type of person they are average. Like I said, in Nigeria, we no longer have average. But in that post I read that average people look at difficulties or issues as challenge. They take it up as a challenge. Like, this is a challenge to me. You know, there's a way. The difference between the first set of people that look at it as a problem is that they are never ready to solve it. They are never ready to push. They just pack everything and keep and go and continue their normal life. It doesn't matter whether they are suffering or not. But for the person that take it up as a challenge, we want to give it an effort. Oh, this is a challenge to me. Let me see what I can do about it. You know, even they will try to a level before they will give up. These people live an average life. Like, they never get much out of life, but they are no poor either, because at least they can afford some little things they want. I don't know if you get it. Now, the final set of people are the people that look at challenges or look at problems or look at difficulties as a stepping stone. Do you understand? They look at it holistically as an opportunity for them to grow. Let me tell you something. You see this presentation I'm making now? I've told myself that, look, in my country, we have so many educated people that doesn't know what to do with their education, with their knowledge. I don't know if you get. And I also found out that a lot of the successful people I've known, they're the people that have knowledge and also able to apply it into doing something. And I thought to myself, this is a problem. I am a victim of the same problem, right? Because after 2 degrees, spending 8 years in the university, I found out that I literally could not bring out those knowledge to do something for my life. And the least I could do is to continue to go from places to places looking for a job. As a matter of fact, a teaching job in primary schools. I don't know if you get. But knowledge is not supposed to be like that. If you are knowledgeable, you should be able to what? Use that knowledge to do something, to create something. I know some people will argue that it's not everybody that is educated that is supposed to what? Be able to create value, to be able to innovate something. By the way, I don't want to talk about that. But what I'm telling you in essence is that I now began to study what is it that I can do from my own level to correct this. And I put myself out here. And I'm going to challenge a lot of people. I'm going to challenge a lot of narratives. I'm going to change, not just challenge. I'm going to change it. But I have to start somewhere. I don't know if you get. So what is it that you that is listening to me right now want in your life? Or you are supposed to do? Because like I said earlier, anything that is good is usually hard. I don't know if you get. Anything that is good, that is going to help you and is going to promote you and is going to make you get freedom, is going to make you wealthy, whatever it is that you know that you want and is good, is usually hard. You can't separate it. It's usually hard to get. So in other words, that is to say, if you want to separate yourself from hardship, if you want to separate yourself from difficulty, like the youth we keep saying, I just want to be comfortable. How? You can't be comfortable if you don't go through hardship. Like I said, successful people look at hardship as opportunity to grow. Now, because of the type of education I went through, because of the type of hardship it has brought upon me, because at a point I couldn't provide for myself, I depend so much on this education. I even had a job, but I was just living from hand to mouth. To cut the long story short, at a point I had to start looking for another type of knowledge that is entirely different from the 8 years I wasted in the university. Well, is it completely waste? Maybe not. I left that for you to decide. But I am sure that you might have the opportunity of having so many knowledge that perhaps you are not using now. What I'm saying in essence is that you should start thinking about something that is hard. Yes, you know. But what are the opportunities in between? And for you to be able to understand the opportunities, you need to learn. I don't know if you get. And for you to start learning, even when you start learning at first, it might not make sense. Like I keep telling people, keep learning, keep learning. You dare not quit. Quitters are usually losers. And winners are never quitters. Should I say that again? If you ever found out that you stop doing something because of the difficulties it comes with, the challenges it comes with, the obstacles you are facing, you just stop it, then you are never going to be a winner, because winners don't stop. That's what I mean. So I just hope that this little conversation, I don't want to spend much time today because it's so painful when I see people, especially people who are very knowledgeable, very smart and intelligent out there, but seriously, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. So I am telling you today that the simple thing you can do to start helping yourself is start having a plan on something, even that particular problem that is happening to you. Just like I've given you an example of myself. Some people, perhaps you went through heartbreak. A lot of people are going through poverty right now. What else? You can convert it into success. You just need to learn about what you need to do next. And let me tell you that the knowledge on what to do, I've never seen an era, or let me say I've never seen a time where everybody have enough opportunity to make it than we have now, especially because of the presence of the internet. Like, everybody have equal opportunity. Your voice is not silent. Your talent, you can explode. If you go on YouTube, for example, just type whatever it is that you want. You have millions of videos coming to you, submitting themselves to you to watch for free. I don't know if you are thinking, but many of us never take time to even think of how to improve on ourselves. The only thing we are particular about is to complain. You have complained about this thing last year. Last 2 years, you were complaining about it. Last 3 years, you were complaining about the same thing. Now, you are still, after 5 years, you are still complaining. Now, what I'm telling you now, if you are not careful, and listen to this very, very well, if you are not careful, in the next 5 years to come again, you will complain about the same thing. Even this time, it will be much harder on you because inflation is coming. If you have 100,000 naira in Nigeria before now, let me say 2 years ago, what is even 2 years ago? Just 1 year ago. And the same 100,000 now might even be cut by half. The worth, the value, because of inflation. Things are changing. Sometimes when we import products from other countries, just 3 weeks, between 3 weeks to a month or so before the product arrives, the entire pricing system have already changed. The same product you sold last week, you want to sell it today again, the price has to change or you lose. I don't know if you get it. It's that hard on everybody. That's why some people start thinking that, look, you are a businessman, you are making money, you should help us. Well, if only you know what we are going through as business owners. But like I said, the hardship is making us to think something else, and something else is happening. Do you know, hardship sometimes when it comes, it will be telling you need to go some other direction. It's like, it's a pointer. To me, I look at difficulties as like a pointer. It's telling me, look, this you may need to look, because if it doesn't come, and you know that the amazing thing about it, if you listen to it, and instead of rejecting it, instead of running away like a coward, you listen to your problems, listen to your challenges, observe it, learn some lessons from it. The secret, before you know, things will just change around and your life will become more powerful and beautiful. That's because you learn from your issues, you learn from your challenges, you convert them into opportunities for you to go. By the way, have you ever seen any successful person on this earth that had it on a platter of gold? I don't know. Even if your parent happens to be so successful and you happens to wake up, you just inherit millions and billions of money. The truth is, it will only take a while. If you don't know the difficulties it has taken that person to build that wealth, it is very easy for it to vanish into the thin air. Just small. Have you ever taken your time to look at those people that win lottery? Those people that do gamble. Once you win the money and your mindset is not built strongly, or you are not knowledgeable enough to be able to maintain that level of money, just try it today. Give somebody one. Anyway, don't give your money anyhow, but I want to give a scenario that if somebody have access to 1 million naira today, let me use naira, I'm in Nigeria. If you have access to 1 million naira today, and you find out that your system will tell you, go and buy this, go and buy that, go and, they will be telling you all the things that you don't even know before. You think, go and buy, go and buy, go and buy, until when you have spent the money to maybe probably it is remaining 100,000 or 50,000. That's when your sense will now come back and say, but what have I been doing with this money? You now start thinking. That's because, do you know the reason why? Your mind is a poor mind, and it has only accepted 100,000 as the richest money it can maintain. But if you have a mindset of 1 million, once you get that 1 million, the next thing for you to do is, okay, how can I multiply this 1 million into? I mean, if you have a mindset of, let's say, 10 million, and you have 1 million today, it seems like it's not enough, right? So you can't spend it anyhow, right? So what do you start doing? You start looking for opportunities on how to multiply this 1 million to reach 10 million. But a poor mindset, instead, will not even look. See, the next thing that you start seeing, don't know, pizza, what do you call it? Pizza, Domino's, and here, there and there, Chicken Republic, my babe, and all of that will fill your head until when the money is completely gone. These are some of the reasons why you still suffer the hardship. You have not learned the right knowledge. So, I don't know. We are going to stop here. But today, if you have not learned anything from this video, learn that the hardship you are going through, the challenges you are going through, the problems you have, even personal problems that might not even be money related, are actually in it a seed of success. There are opportunities within them that if you are careful enough, you are going to see it. And until then, you might be battling. You might continue to battle. See you some other time, or see you tomorrow. And until then, bye-bye.